Hello, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is your boy Dr. Rajas, a multiple scholarship winner, also a research professor in Korea, and also a global Korean alumni currently working and living in Korea. So last August made me 7 years in Korea, and I also just got my permanent stay. A lot of people have been reaching out to me asking me how you can migrate to Korea. So the content of my channel is mostly on providing information tips on how to get scholarship, admission, internship, and also work globally and in Korea. But I can't keep away or skip to talk about the fact that or answer questions to people who keep repeatedly asking me how can I come to Korea. There are so many ways you can come to Korea. First of all, as a point of disclaimer, I'm not an immigration officer and I'm also not a travel agent. I'm just sharing information based on my experience and also on my passion of providing information to people. So if you be able to watch up to this level, please do not forget to subscribe. So there are so many ways to come to Korea, and based on my experience and interviewing a lot of people, the easiest way to come to Korea is through education. Education is the easiest way because Korea is one of the countries which has grown massively based on intellectual knowledge, based on education. So it's a country whereby people study a lot and they are looking forward to skilled people who are willing to study. And if you're willing to study, you love to study, you don't need to be a genius, but you need to love to study, then Korea is a country. And by education, the easiest way is to come when you already have a bachelor degree, meaning you study for 4 years in order to acquire your bachelor degree program in an internationally recognized institution or university, which would be verified by the Korean embassy in your country. A lot of people reach out, they want to come stay or study in Korea through as a bachelor degree from high school. Yes, it's possible too, you can come, but personally I will not really advise that because it's a country whereby the culture is quite different from where you come from, especially people coming from the West or from Africa or other parts of the world. If you're not from the Asian continent, adapting in Korean during your bachelor will be very, very difficult. So I usually encourage you come when you're already grown up, you're mature. And if you must come study for your bachelor degree, you need to know a certain level of Korean level, and it's usually verified through the test of topic as a foreign language topic. So if you have this right up, it has up to 6 levels. If you have from level 5 and above, you can benefit from full scholarships in Korea. So that is one of the way you can come to Korea. I myself, I came through to Korea as a scholar and I fell in love with the country. If you're looking forward to just travel to Korea just because you love the country or the culture, then you also need to verify the second way which you can come to Korea is as a tourist. Coming as a tourist nowadays, really the Korean government is very strict on it. And your country, for example, needs to have strong ties with the Korean government for you to be able to come here as a tourist. Some countries have come before as tourists here and they have abused it. So the Korean embassies in these countries will not issue tourist visas. But even if you need to come, you need to provide a lot of information and you need to verify. For example, if somebody from a country A comes into Korea with a tourist visa and doesn't go back, it will indirectly affect the subsequent applicants that want to come stay in Korea, that is in South Korea. And the Korean government, through its embassies, they are very, very strict on this. So many people reach out to me saying they want to apply for tourist visas. Personally, I don't advise for that because you will spend a lot and the chances of you getting the tourist visa is usually maybe a 10 on 100, especially if your country doesn't have the free tourism scheme that permits you to come here. There are some countries which have good relationship with Korea. For example, if you're from the US, you just need, you have a free visa to come to Korea, but you need to apply, which is, it's usually called like a 30 a period of 90 days, which is approximately 3 months for you to come in. Initially in the past, you just come in and then you receive your visa in Incheon, but currently at the moment you need to apply for a certain acceptance online through High Korea or Korean embassy. And again, I already mentioned about education, tourist visa. The third way you can come to Korea is through business visa. And the business visa, you need to have so much money in your account. I think probably up to 50,000 US dollars and above or so. That will be verified by the Korean embassy in your country. Again, I strongly advise you not to go through agents or people who are ready to offer you business visas. The Korean embassy is definitely going to cross-check that. So don't waste your money. Be sure to have the appropriate documents if you want to immigrate into Korea. Again, another way you can come into Korea is through marriage. If you're married, if your spouse or your partner is in Korea, he or she can invite you. Again, it's also a route where the Korean government now is currently embassies, they investigate that a lot, because in the past lots of people have forged marriages in order to come. And I remember during my application of my permanent stay, one of the conditions was that if you've divorced, for example, if you've divorced someone and you marry another person, it needs to take 5 years before you can invite someone. And in inviting the person, you need to provide enough financial evidence that you are able to take care of your spouse. They're going to check your credit level if you don't owe anything. They'll also check your bank account to be sure that you have money to sustain your spouse when he or she comes here, and they'll be granted an F3 visa, which they are not supposed to work depending on the type of visa that you have. Or if you have a permanent visa, then your wife can be granted an F23 visa, where the person can be permitted to work in Korea, which is the case now with me. For example, my wife came here through I invited my wife when I was still under the global Korean scholarship. She came here, she was on F3, then she was not permitted or allowed to work, so she could not work. She had to stay and wait till I had my permanent visa before she was awarded the F23 visa, which can permit her to work. That's another way you can come into Korea. Or if you're married to a Korean, the Korean government is also definitely going to evaluate this. There are also you can also come to Korea through a diplomatic passport. If you have diplomatic passport and you apply for a visa and come to Korea, so these are the common ways. There are other methods or ways you can come into Korea legally, but these are the ones I know. And also, before I forget, you can also come into Korea to work. You apply for the work visa. There are different categories of work visa. You can either come as a researcher, where you'll be awarded a E3 visa to be able to work in Korea, or as a professor visa. You apply. If you go through my videos, I've shown you how to look for postdoctorate positions and all of that. You can come in as a researcher after a contract has been awarded, and you go to the Korean embassy and apply for your visa. Or you can also come in as a hard labor. There is what we call E9 visa, which is awarded to people to come work in the hard labor sector, such as agriculture, construction sites, and etc. There are these categories of visas. You need to check online if your country is eligible to that visa or not. So these are some of the ways you can come to Korea if you want to immigrate into Korea and stay legally. Apart from this, any other method, make sure you do cross-check first with the Korean embassy in your country. Secondly, you can also cross-check online, or you can send me an email. I'm going to help you to cross-check that. You cannot get into Korea illegally apart from these other methods. So if you love this video, make sure you click on the subscription bell or the notification button so that next time when I load the next one, you will be the first to be aware. Bye. Peace out.